In this video training, we'll be covering the cleanroom environmental monitoring with the Extech particle counter, the in-house monitoring of the cleanroom work instruction 6.2.4-7, the particle counter work instruction 6.2.4-5, and the cleanroom environmental monitoring record 6.2.4-5. Clean rooms are working environments in which the air supply, air distribution, filtration, the material of the room's construction, the way people dress and behave, as well as all operating procedures are regulated to control air cleanliness to meet specific standards. Clean room classification and individual class requirements are determined and regulated by ISO 14644-1, the international standard for clean rooms. Dynamics clean room is a Class A clean room. The environmental requirements for a clean room are particle counts, positive pressure, temperature, and humidity. Clean room classifications are determined by the size and the amount of particles in the air within a controlled environment. The particles are measured in microns. This chart here illustrates the air saturation and the size of the particles from 0.1 micron to 5 microns and the maximum allowable particle count for each room. As you can see, Dynamics has a Class A clean room, and in the yellow bar down below, you'll see our max limits. This is also equivalent to the old 100,000 class clean room specification from the Federal Standard 209E, which no longer exists, but you still may hear people refer to a Class A clean room as a 100,000 class clean room. So how big is a micron? This slide is a reference illustration to give you an idea of how small a micron actually is. The yellow circle is the average size of a human hair at its cross section. The blue circle, the average size of an individual piece of pollen. The white, the average size of a white blood cell, and the red dot within the white circle, the average size of a red blood cell. And down below, you'll see a red dot within the yellow circle. That is the approximate size of 1 micron. That means that a Class A clean room cannot have no more than 29,300 particles larger than 5 microns, or the size of an average human hair. No more than 832,000 particles larger than 1 micron, but less than 5 microns. No more than 3,520,000 particles larger than a half a micron, but less than 1 micron. Clean rooms require positive pressure. Positive pressure rooms maintain a higher pressure inside the room than that of the surrounding environment. In clean room environments, a positive pressure room is designed not to allow air particles from outside of the controlled environment to be drawn into the room at its entry points. ISO 14644-1 mandates a clean room must have a positive pressure environment compared to directly outside of the clean room. Unlike the particle count, temperature and humidity, though needs to be monitored, does not have specific ranges that it must meet in order to qualify to be part of the ISO 14644-1. does not mandate temperature and humidity ranges. The standard allows the individual companies to set these specifications according to the required needs for each individual industry. The device that we use to measure the particle count is the Extech VPC 300 particle counter. Work instruction 6.2.4-5 is a step-by-step instruction on how to properly take a particle count with this device. Particle counts must be taken at the minimum of once per day if the clean room is in operation. To record the particle count, refer to the particle count work instruction 6.2.4-5. This work instruction is a step-by-step procedure to properly measure and record the particle counts. Particle counts are recorded twice, once on the device digitally and once on Form 6.2.4-5, the clean room environmental monitoring log. To actually take a particle count with the Extech VPC 300, step 1, prior to turning on the device, open the device's vent. Never operate the device with the vent closed. Step 2, press and hold the power button to turn on the device. Again, ensure that you have already opened the vent. Step 3, press enter on the right side of the keypad. This will bring you to the evaluation screen. Step 4, press run stop in the middle of the keypad. This will start the test cycle. The test cycle will run for approximately 1 minute. And when it is done, press the middle orange function key F2. This will bring you to the bring the menu to save the results. Press the arrow key down until you highlight the particle log menu. Press enter on the right side of the control pad. This will save the results you just measured. Using the arrow up or arrow down to find the record you just recorded. The records are recorded by date and by time. Then press enter, and this will bring up the measurement you just took. Record the reading onto the form 6.2-4-7, the clean room environmental monitoring log. Press escape 4 times until you get to the main screen. Press and hold the power button to turn down the device. Close the vent on the device. Even though you have digitally saved the particle count data on the device, it is also required you manually log the data onto the cleanroom environmental monitoring log. The log will already have the dates pre-typed in. Ensure you are filling out the proper date. Write your name. Fill out the data from the record from the VPC 300. Compare these numbers to the maximum allowed numbers in the boxes above, and write a yes for write a Y for yes and N for no if the requirements were met. Mandatory requirements for the particle count, as we had previously gone over, you will see that the 0.5 microns, you cannot have anything more than 3,520,000. The 1 micron, 832,000, and the 5 micron, 29,300. Ensure the numbers you were just logged in the corresponding boxes below do not exceed any of these numbers. If they exceed these numbers, you must immediately contact your supervisor and/or technician. And all product in the all product in the clean room must be quarantined, regardless at what press it was being manufactured at. If upon evaluation, you see that the temperature and the humidity have gone over the specified limits, these are requirements internally set by Dymatech. If these limits are over specified amounts, you still need to immediately contact your supervisor, but product does not need to be immediately quarantined. Remember, if you ever record an N in the requirements met box, this means that the control parameters of the clean room have gone out of specified limits. Immediately contact your supervisor. The supervisor will then proceed according to Work Instruction 6.2.4-4 Clean Room Reaction Plan and the Standard Operating Procedure SOP 8-3.0 Control of Nonconforming Product. If the room is inactive for an entire day, then the room may be checked off as inactive and a particle count is not required. Only the Director of Quality and the Director of Operations or their designees have the authority to sign off that the clean room was inactive. Press employees, engineering, and technical staff do not have the authority to sign off if the clean room has been determined to be inactive. Designees for the Director of Operations are the plant managers and floor supervisors, and the designees for the Director of Quality is the quality manager and quality engineers. If the room is going to be certified as inactive, the authorized employee will check off that the room was inactive, sign their name, and write NA in all the boxes going across. To show you an example of an improper way to sign off if the boxes, if the room was inactive, would be to draw an arrow with one A or one NA going left to right. A generic NA with the arrows going left to right is not acceptable. You must put an NA in every box if you are certifying the room was inactive. This is the correct way to sign off if the room was inactive. So what makes a room active and inactive? The clean room is considered active if there are press operations for manufacturing, which will include scheduled production and validation and development work. Regardless, during validation and development work, if we are making product that is not saleable, the room is still considered active. Even when there is no press operation, if inspection of previous product previously manufactured, such as inspection audits for shipments or MRB rework, the room is considered to be active. The room is also considered to be active if there is no press operations, but there is still validation and development work for secondary operations, such as automated inspection, automated degating, or oven process development. The room will be considered inactive if there is no activity in the room and is absent of employees for a complete 24-hour period. An example of this would be weekends with no scheduled production, holidays or scheduled holiday shutdowns, or if the clean room has been deactivated via Form 6.2.4-3, the clean room deactivation request, which is typically filled out by maintenance. And this is for usually when maintenance needs to go into the clean room and the work that they are doing will disrupt the environment. So we have to shut the entire environment down. Some frequently asked questions. Can we use a vacuum to clean under the presses, or will that cause the particulate count to rise? Yes, there is a shop vac with a filter in the clean room that was purchased for use inside the clean room. Does the shop vac have a HEPA filter on it? Yes, there has been a HEPA filter purchase that was designed to go with the shop vac. What if I go to record my measurements and I see the prior day was not taken? If at any time you see there has been a missed record, please notify your supervisor immediately. The supervisor will then contact the plant manager and director of operations to have this issue addressed. Please leave a space where the information should have been filled out by the previous shift and properly fill out the log. Any employee being trained to these procedures must physically take a particle count reading and log it onto a blank Form 6.2.4-5, the Clean Room Environmental Monitoring Log. The trainer will verify the recorded results with the saved results on the Extech 300, VPC 300. Upon completion of this training and you understand the training, please sign the training attendance record. Please do not sign the training record if you do not fully understand the training you have just taken. Inform your trainer and/or supervisor of your questions so we may further assist you in this training. Signing this training record indicates you fully understand this training. As we just previously discussed, if you feel comfortable with the training that you have just received and you have successfully taken a particle count that has been verified and recorded onto a blank environment monitoring record that will accompany your training attendance sheet, then please sign off the training sheet. If you still have questions, please contact your trainer and or supervisor, and we will assist you in further training. Thank you.